do a quick walk around of both the 67 Nissan Patrol and the 2017 Nissan Armada. We're still here in the beautiful Tennessee countryside. So we have the rear of the Nissan Patrol. We have, let's see if this opens. There's our latch there. Where's there? Oh. There we go. We had a double latch situation. Here's the rear seating for the Safari style Nissan Patrol. Think about that. Sitting side by side. Floor. Not a very tall interior. In fact, if I hop in here, I get in. So I am 5'6". Here's my clearance. The feet and the body. You can see I can sit two across. And that's about as much as I'm going to get in here. Here's our front dash. We have the different knobs and levers, the ones that are clearly marked that we can tell. We do have the four-wheel drive capability in this. We have the 3 on the floor. Manual knobs. Big old nice Patrol and the steering wheel. There's our door panels with the handle, the cranks. The door lever is this one you're seeing there. That's open and close. Here's our interior makeup of this vehicle. 1967, so it's 50 years old. And these are our defrosters, and these are interesting. Each windshield wiper has its own motor. The little knobs on the side is how you turn them on. You can see that knob right there. So let's go ahead and get out and take a look at the engine bay. Well, we'll get the engine bay in a minute. We'll do the exterior side. See our tall and skinny rubber tires. Really a fun lettering there. And here is our 4-liter V6 engine. I think we had 104 horsepower, 145 foot-pounds of torque. We have the generator, the voltage regulator, set the generator, we have the fuel filter, or the oil filter, we have the distributor. We have the old oil bath sitting on top of the single barrel carburetor. And here's our front bumper, our front setup. Just a fun older vehicle that turned into this guy. This is a 5.6 liter V8 Nissan Armada 2017. We can see a few differences in the 50 years of the engine bay, just a few upgrades over the years. We see the big cover, that does a dual purpose. Kind of keeps the engine a little cleaner, plus it reduces some noise. Here's our big tires. You can see the tread pattern on these versus the older, stiffer tires. What's interesting here is you can see the dirt on the sides, and that's from the water fording we did a little bit ago, versus the dirt that's non-existent on the Nissan Patrol. It's just ride height differences, and differences how the body comes down, but that's a lot to do with aerodynamics and a lot to do with just shaping of it. And here's our interior. You see we have some nice wooden panels, seat buttons, everything's soft touch. And plenty of room, plenty of comfort, heated seats. We have here is our 4-wheel drive setup. Remember the Nissan Patrol was the levers. This is all push button. Center console, the rear room. And here's the rear. With the bumpers are interesting how different they are. This is your safety. This bumper is safer than this older bumper was, and that's through safety testing and safety standards these days. And then you look at the rear when it opens up. And there's our gear. That's how much we're going to hold in that spot there. And we can put some more in there, but plenty of cargo room with third row. And notice we're sitting like this versus Nissan Patrol, we're sitting like this. So just a fun differences in the past 50 years and how much vehicles have changed. Today we're out driving a 1967 Nissan Patrol. It has a 4-liter V6. It was the workhorse back in the day. It's a smart, kind of Safari version. We're having some fun. It's a vintage vehicle. Nissan has a heritage collection, and actually go out and drive these. So I'm doing about 40 miles an hour in the Tennessee countryside. Kind of a rainy day, which is kind of a neat way to see the Patrol. We have the individualized motors for both sides for the windshield wipers. We have the individualized vents here. We actually have the front comes up a little bit if we wanted more air, which is 50 degrees, so we probably don't need more air. We got enough air coming through the doors, through all the little holes throughout the firewall. It's got a 3 on the floor transmission. This thing, you're in granny gear, you're in third gear doing 40 miles an hour. What's interesting is many things about this vehicle. It's fantastic. First of all, you know, we have the standard no power steering, no power brakes. You gotta drive it. But it's more of a pure driving experience. I got some really tall, hard rubber tires on this, so I'm driving on this wet roads. I have to be really cognizant of losing my back end, which I did a little bit earlier, and it was kind of exciting. So you got to be cautious of that. You can't, I mean, you talk about distracted driving. There's no way you can distracted drive and taxi this kind of vehicle. You got so much going on, so you got to pay attention to what's going on. Not so much wheel inputs as far as you have to really hard wheel inputs to get the turn. Because of the way it's got a solid front axle and a solid rear axle. I'll get those axle ratios to you later. We have what's inside, besides the exterior components, we have some manual gauges, which is interesting back then because like our 62 Sweet pickup doesn't have, it's got dummy lights, it doesn't have the manual gauges. The manual gauges are nice. It's nice to know what you have. You're seeing vehicles these days have gone to more dummy gauges inside, but if you do some of the TFT displays, you can't get those real displays. We had a review done on a Jeep Cherokee SRT that had the same idea. You have some real gauges now, so it's really interesting. It's a fun drive, it's a fun experience, and there's so many things that are different these days versus newer vehicles. We're going to drive the Nissan Armada behind us. That is going to show us many different things as far as sound. So we have a really loud engine bay. You can tell I'm talking loud to try to get over the sound. I'm only doing 40. Can you imagine doing 65, 80 in this thing? You would be drowned out. We have reliability. Yes, it's easy to fix. We have an easy carburetor, but carburetors are fickle. It takes a while to get those to work out. And we have a whole different game as far as driving. It's a whole different experience. So I'm going to pull over and I'm going to hop in the 2017 Nissan Armada. I'm going to give you the viewpoint of the difference between the two vehicles 50 years later. And here we are in the 2017 Nissan Armada. As you can tell, I'm not talking that loud. Not nearly as loud as I was talking in the 67 Nissan Patrol. So we actually have 50 years. 50 years of difference between two vehicles. Their heritage is tied together. So we had one vehicle that was the off-road big person carrier. And the Armada, you know, people see it as a family SUV, but you can also take it off-roading, which we're going to show you in a little bit. What's great about the new vehicles is how much things have changed. So customers always say they want things more roomy. Well, we have more room. We have 3 rows. They want more power. Well, we have a 5.6 liter V8. They want it to be quieter. Well, it's pretty darn quiet. You want to have more steering and better handling. Well, look, steering and handling. I mean, I'm making a turn. I'm not having to wrestle with it like you saw in the 67 Nissan Patrol, which is just up above us. What's interesting though is the gauges. So remember we talked about the manual gauges. We do have the same manual gauges in here. We just don't have the numbers like we did in the Patrol. So we have a different understanding how the vehicle works. This one's probably gonna be more of this is more of the just drive it. This is more of just it's not gonna have a whole lot of things go wrong with it because of the reliability, so you don't need quite that input, even though the diehard people want more input. It's fantastic to see the differences in 50 years of automotive, which is not that long a time, but in automotive, it's a big difference. I'm cruising along. We're doing 45, which is what we were doing in the Nissan Patrol, but I have no problems. I could drive faster. And that's the one thing that you also notice when you're driving older vehicles versus newer vehicles, is you can drive faster. You have more confidence. You have more, your driver ability and driver skill level is higher at higher speeds. Now you can make the argument that people don't drive as well as they used to because they don't understand how four-wheel drive works. They don't know how manual transmissions work. But you know what? Cars have gotten so much easier and so much better to drive for the average consumer that they're safer. We have less issues with that. You don't have to go through so much driver's training to be able to drive these new vehicles. So you can just hear the difference. You can just feel the power difference. You know, I'm doing 1,100 RPMs or 1,500 RPMs and 45 miles per hour, and I'm probably only in third or fourth gear. This has got the 6-speed transmission in it. It's got some four-wheel drive capability. It's just amazing how much things have changed. Now we're gonna go get dirty, and we'll be right back and show you the differences off-road in both these vehicles. All right, here we go. We're off-roading now in 1967 Nissan Patrol, and we're going up a pretty steep incline. We're in second gear, about 20 miles per hour. You can hear it rattling. You can hear the suspension. Again, those solid axles. We actually have 2 leaf springs in the front and the rear, which is a different setup. But it's just cool. I mean, it's a 50-year-old SUV. You could be going out fishing or hunting back in the day, taking this down to 2-track or dirt road, which was the case back then, or coming back to the store, you know, getting the groceries. You can tell the tires love the dirt. This is what they're meant for. This is the knobby tire. When so many dirt roads back in the day, the tire was built to handle it. The tire was built to go over snow and through mud and things. And so it's another interesting twist on the off-road, what off-roading used to be, and still kind of is, in many rural areas of the country. Just hear that rattling. Imagine this full of 6 American grown men going out for a camping trip or a safari trip. This is what you had back then. Whoa! I'll be right back. I'm going to hop in the Nissan Armada 2017 and show you the difference between the two vehicles. And here we are in the 2017 Nissan Armada. We're doing the same road you just heard in the Patrol. You heard all the shaking in the back. You heard everything kind of making all the noise. And this is what it sounds like in the Armada. Think about all the suspension in this Armada engineered to handle all these bumps without having a whole lot of crazy noise and jostling you around, as well as being able to handle the pavement. That's a lot of engineering in these vehicles, and you can see and hear and even feel the bumpiness difference. So now we're gonna go get even dirtier Nissan Patrol and see how it handles some water on the road. And here comes the 1967 Nissan Patrol over the water, and see how it displaces the water as it goes through it. Doing a little water fording with both the 2017 Nissan Armada and the 1967 Nissan Patrol. Got a little wet on that one.